Los Santos is probably the best map we've ever had in a GTA game, save for Liberty City of course. We can always live in New York City in our hearts. Today we'll be talking about 10 things we still love about Los Santos and GTA. Welcome back to Grand Theft Maniac. Let's get into the video. Number 10, the Hollywood Glitz. GTA 4 was a popular game, but one of its biggest criticisms from fans and critics was its visuals, not because it was ugly, but because it was bleak. Dark and gritty was fitting of the storyline, which told the tale of how immigrant Nico Bellic rose up the ranks to become one of the deadliest men in Liberty City. GTA 5 must have listened to the feedback because Los Santos couldn't be any different. Taking its inspiration from Los Angeles, its gorgeous blue skies, palm trees, and Hollywood glitz and glamour can be seen all over. It's a feast for the eyes, and all these years later, it is still up there with some of the best looking games in the industry.
Down hard on, but for the time being, there are actually portions of this map that do have...
Number 9, the Sunset. The Sunset in GTA 4 was a joy to behold, but with more technological power at their disposal, the developers over at Rockstar Games upped the ante considerably for the sequel, and this means that sunsets in GTA 5 are a class above anything else seen in the series so far. It was one of the things that stood out when the first trailer dropped in November 2011, and still takes our breath away now. It adds the authenticity of the city, and we recommend checking it out from Franklin's perspective, where you can see its crimson glow cast a shadow over the whole of the city from his safe house. Number 8, the variational landscapes. When you think of Los Angeles, you can't help but think about the main hub of the city, the tall buildings, the Hollywood sheen, all that. Yet Rockstar also did a terrific job of giving fans a variety of different landscapes. Besides the main city, there's a huge sprawling desert that takes you hours to explore. Then there you can have the mountains where you're at risk of being eaten by a lion or attacked by another wild animal, just some things in the hood, you know. And we can't forget about the ocean, which as well as being visually stunning is full of secrets worth finding.
Titanic stirrings.
Number 7, the wildlife. We touched upon it briefly in our previous point, but the wildlife in GTA 5 helps make the game feel real and it ups the stakes too. The protagonists Michael DeSanta, Franklin Clinton, and Trevor Phillips having more to contend with than any other character in the series' history. There are harmless animals like cats and most dogs that you can admire, but you have no choice but to pull your weapon out if a lion comes at you, or if a deer storms in your direction. You've also got no chance in trying to beat a shark in hand-to-hand combat. Trust us on that one. Number 6, the hobbies and pastimes. GTA 4 is full of things to do, but as ever, Rockstar gave us even more to do in the game's sequel. And if you're ever at a loss with what to do with yourself in Los Santos, or simply bored of shooting people, then it's always worth unwinding with a more leisurely pastime. If you fancy yourself as a bit of a Roger Federer, you can try tennis, which can get quite difficult at times. Darts, eating, drinking, golf, off-road racing, and parachuting are also possible. And as Trevor, you can earn some extra dough by attempting bail bond and arms trafficking missions. There's certainly never a dull moment with all these things to do.
I'll tell you why I chose this beat. I was driving around, it was real sunny the other day. Made me feel like it was like a Sunday morning after church as a little kid when my pepper used to buy me and my sister.
Number 5, things to spend your money on. Los Santos is a gorgeous city, and like Los Angeles, it can be pretty bad for your bank account. There's plenty you can spend your money on within its confines, and it makes you more inclined to earn as much as cash as possible while playing through the story. Tattoos, clothing shops, and barbers will eat away at your bank account if you don't keep funds coming in. You can buy vehicles, businesses, clothes, and much more if you want to rule the city and make it your own metropolis. Some things can be pricey, but we feel the end result is genuinely worth it.
This is the Del Perro Heights, which is the cheapest one, like I said, for $200,000.
Number 4, the vehicles. GTA 4 was slammed for its failure to give fans an array of vehicles to have fun with. There were different types of cars, boats, motorbikes, and helicopters for you to explore Liberty City in. However, compared to its sequel, its options certainly look meager. GTA 5 increases everything, and the end result means you'll never have to just stroll around the city. There are more cars, boats, motorbikes, and helicopters than ever before, not to mention the inclusion of planes, submarines, and bicycles. Why walk when you're able to use all those? Number 3, radio stations. In their mission to achieve ultimate authenticity, Rockstar worked hard on making their radio stations as similar to Californian stations as possible, and the end result was an absolute delight for the eardrums, as well as the eyes. You get a staggering 16 radio stations, all of which play more than 440 tracks of licensed music. If you're not in the mood for some tunes, then you can always listen to the talk show stations, which often give amusing insights into the city. Sometimes it's worth just sitting in your car with the music on and taking in the glorious sights. Number 2, the throwbacks. GTA 5 wasn't the first entry in the series to be hosted in Los Santos. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was also set in the fictitious city and was full of iconic things, from Grove Street itself to the mystery surrounding Bigfoot. Thankfully, the 2013 game gives fans some nice throwbacks. You can go to Grove Street, which is located close to Franklin's first safe house. You can even come across Bigfoot in a mission. These were all well received by fans, particularly given how popular San Andreas was when it came out in 2004. Number 1, the secrets. Rockstar loves embedding secrets in other titles, but the ones that can be found in GTA 5 are on a different level compared to anything they've managed before, or even since. Even in the very first mission, when you're under attack from the cops, you can find an alien stuck in a frozen lake. There are ghosts to find, aliens to discover, a pair similar to Thelma and Louise to save, and much, much more. It's still very much worth exploring Los Santos, even if you think you've seen a lot, because unless you're a true GTA 5 addict, chances are you haven't. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure that you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.